Hey guys, Sophia here from My Great Challenge. Welcome back to my channel. Today I am doing something I always wanted to do and have. It is a raised garden bed. I'll put a picture right here. This company, Olle, sent me a modular raised garden bed, and I am super excited. So today I'm going to install it. I'm going to install it in the back of the yard by the greenhouse. It will get sun a good 6 hours, if not more, during the day. So what would be the application for a raised garden bed when you already have a yard? Several things. One, it helps with not having to bend as much. Alright, so it's nice for people who have bad back, aging, parents and all of that. But you can also use them to really compartmentalize your yard. Like for instance, you could have a bed for lettuce, a bed for tomatoes, a bed just for cauliflower, a bed just for, eggplant, whatever. So it really helps you organize your garden. Another thing that it does is that for people who don't have much of a yard, let's say for instance that you only have a black top, or you only have a limited size yard, they really help you be able to do some kind of gardening with a flower vegetable without having to dig anything, because there's no digging with a raised bed. You just put it on, you fill it up, and this is it. It will give you enough depth. You should have at least a foot. It should give you enough depth to be able to grow pretty much any kind of vegetables or flower. If you want to do bushes in there, you may need something a little bit higher. Like if you want to do boxwood or even a rose, for instance, you may need something a little bit higher. So it's advantageous in that you compartmentalize and then you can put it anywhere in your yard. The negative about it is that once it's set, you can't really move it. The only way for you to move it, you would have to entirely empty it. That gets messy, disassemble it, or just carry it and put it somewhere else, and then you're left with the mess that's left behind. So when you put a garden bed somewhere, you pretty much have to leave it where it is. Otherwise, you're gonna have to go through a whole process to move it. Let's look at it. I'm gonna set it up. One of the things that I'm going to show you is how to fill it up. You don't have to fill it up entirely with good soil. The good soil really should be where the roots are going to be. So what I'm going to do with this particular garden bed is that I'm going to fill the bottom with pieces of wood that I have, branches, all sorts of stuff, and then old vegetables and fruits that I have in the fridge and around the house that are going to be for composting. I'm going to lather that, and then I'll put my good soil over it. I don't have a lot to plant in it right now. I have 2 squashes that I purchased at the store yesterday because my zucchini is looking really poorly. They've been in the greenhouse for quite some time, and it's really too late for me to put them into the ground, but we'll try anyway. And then I have a couple of tiny Tim tomatoes. They're perfect. They don't grow no more than 1.5 feet. And then what else? We'll see. You can do trellis on them, all sorts of things. So let me show you what the box looks like, and then I'll get started, open it, set it up, and we'll have a garden bed. So this is the box, and this is an Olle modular raised garden bed, 12 different configurations. I'm going to flip the box so you can see what they mean by that. Shape and sizes. 17 inches tall, so it's a little bit over a foot, which is perfect. Safety rubber edge so that you don't cut yourself as you weed or whatever. And made of galvanized steel with alu-zinc coating, so technically this will not rust. So in the back here they have all the configurations. So they give you basically 12 panels, 4 corners, 4 panels that are 20 inches and 4 panels that are 16. So it's pretty much like a puzzle. You can do a very long one like this, or you can do a big square. You can do one that is a mix of both. It's kind of like a rectangle. You can do a narrow, very long one. That's be great for tomatoes, for instance. Actually, this one is even longer. This is 24 by 96. 44 by 60, so those will use less panels. You cannot do 2 raised bed out of this because you only have 4 corners, and you're gonna need your corners for any of the configurations. So maybe you'll be able to buy extra corners online, I'm not sure, but I'm trying to think of which one I'm going to do, and I think I'm gonna go with the 40 by 80. I want something that goes in the back. It's pretty narrow, but I also have a very lengthy space, so I'm probably going to do the first one right here, 40 by 80. So we are in the back of my yard. If you remember my last garden video, I did the fire pit, and yes, that's the cover. And this is the back with the fence, and my greenhouse is here, my apple tree. If you want to see Empire apples, here they are. Scott, your Empire apples are starting to turn red.
I see.
Exciting.
Where do you want this?
Leave it right here. Thank you. And this is where I'm going to put it. It's gonna go right here, taking this space right here. Now, I want to keep this post, and I'm going to build the whole garden bed with the post inside of it. And the reason why I want to do that is because I can put a trellis on this post, and I think it's going to look really, really cool. And for those of you who want to see the greenhouse, this is where we're at. So we have a whole bunch of stuff going on. It's taking quite some time. I haven't been very lucky this year. I think my seeds were bad, but here's the zucchini that desperately needs to be put into the ground. The pot is not enough for it. But I have tiny Tim tomatoes here, and these are heirloom tomatoes. These are peppers. We got 2 broccoli here, ridiculous. Some beans. This is a sorry looking chamomile. And then the celeriac, never made it. However, let's go into the vegetable garden. I was very excited yesterday because I was weeding in the vegetable garden, and I discovered that one celeriac actually came up right here. Can you see it? And actually I think there's one right here as well. So managed to get one celeriac this year. The cucumber is doing fine. This guy here is a troublemaker. I don't know if you saw. Yeah, troublemaker. Here's the kale. The lettuce is going up. I need to cut it. And then I did thin some of the carrots. Oh, this is a weed. Don't need you. Okay, I thinned some of the carrots yesterday, and yeah. All right, let's go back. So right now I chose to work in the shade. You see the sun is turning, right? In about an hour. This whole area here will be filled up with sun, and it will be 11 o'clock. So it will continue as a sunny spot probably around 6:30, 7 o'clock. Okay, how awesome is that? They provide you with gloves so you can pull those pieces of metal without cutting yourself. Here we have a box with all of the screws and bolts and the rubber. So here are the pieces, and I'm assuming these are the 4 corners. You definitely need gloves. Okay, and they all have one of those protective plastic sheets on them. I don't know if I want to remove that now. Okay, so here's 4 corners, and here are the other sheets. So you have the short straight and the long straight. Comes with instructions, and the instructions would basically tell you how many panels you need for any configuration. And remember, I'm doing the first one, which is the somewhat narrow but very long one, and I'm starting to think that maybe I want it. Nah, I'm gonna do this one because I really don't have that much space. So for this one, I need all of the pieces, the 4 short, 4 long, and 4 corners. And what you basically do is use those little nuts and bolts with the washers, and they do give you one of those little wrenches, so there's going to be a lot of assembly, And by the way, they come in different colors. I picked the beige because that's the one that matches the most with the back of my fence, but there's also a white color and there's a green, light green colors. I'll put the pictures right here so you can see the comparison. So what they want you to do here is to start with the length and then do the corners, and they want you to remove the protective film before you start. And for assembly, you take a round bolt, a washer, and one of those bolts. So on the outside, you place the washer and the round bolt, or screw, whatever you want to call it. And this goes like this. And then on the back, you put the regular nut. Okay, and that's it. I don't know if you saw that. And you pretty much do the same thing over throughout. So it's a lot of bolts, okay? You know, it's probably better to do it with somebody else so that way you go faster, but I got nothing else to do right now but to assemble this thing. Okay, I'm back. So what I have is the 2 ends here and there, and then the 2 length panel, and the ends are basically one corner, a short panel, and another corner. You see that? And then the length is 2 long and 1 short in the middle. So what I'm going to do is assemble the corners to the length, and then I'll go get a Phillips screwdriver, and everything has to be tightened. Bottom part I'm going to fill with a lot of wood chips and pieces of wood. I need at least 15 bags to fill this up, but the bottom line is that you don't have to fill everything with soil. Okay, you can do a base with just logs, wood logs stacked up, add some topsoil, add some branches, add some wood chips, and then you do a good foot, a little bit over a foot worth of good soil, garden soil. So let me do the corners and tighten them, and then we'll fill up the bottom. So it's assembled, and now what I'm going to do is tighten my screws. So I use this way, and then this goes the other way. So I have to do every single one of them, and that's a lot. And I gotta be honest, not gonna lie, you know my reviews, right? This is not for old folks. The assembly is not difficult. It's just a matter of putting the screw in and tightening the bolt. But it's a lot. It's a lot. It's time consuming, and it's back breaking. I'm exhausted. I don't even know if I have the energy to fill this up now. So maybe you need 2 days. One day you assemble it, the second day you fill it up. but I'm gonna do it all in one day because you know it's me. But it's again, it's not difficult. It is time consuming and it is a major physical effort to put it together. But I like it so far. From the deck, it looks the exact same color than the beige here, so it does, you know, it almost feels like it was always meant to be here. All right, done. Last part is the rubber edging. So for that, you need the gloves. So here it is assembled. Ideally you want to be able to walk around it. I flushed mine so that I have a space here so I can walk, and I'll put stuff in the back that's not hard to reach. I can get it through here for this side anyway, so I can bend over, that's not a problem. But I like the fact that I have this pole here because I'm going to be able to do a trellis, and maybe this is how I'm going to grow my butternut squash this year and put them on a trellis. Okay, taking a break, well needed. When I come back, I'm bringing in wood chips, branches, discards from the kitchen, flatten all that, put some peat moss, and then I bring in the soil. Okay, let's start. What I'm going to do is fill the bottom with logs, because I don't need to fill this all up with soil. What's going to happen if I do that is that I'm going to waste a lot of soil. I have a few bags of topsoil. It's not a lot. I'm just going to put them in there because I have no need for them at the moment. And all they're going to do really is help start the process here. And this is what it looks like filled up. What do you guys think? It's not hard to reach to the other side. I can do it from either side, left or right or from the middle. And yes, it was a lot of work. So if you're going to buy something like this for your parents, I suggest you set it up for them. Because poor folks. Almost look like you could do a tub, like a swimming tub out of this, right? I like it. All right, taking a break. When I come back, I'm planting. So the other day, there was a garage sale. And this guy was selling his tomato cage for 50 cents. So, I'm going to put them here. And they're going to be for my butternut squash. On the edges here, I'm going to put tiny team tomatoes because they don't get too big, about this big. They make like little cherry type tomatoes. We love them. They're great for patios, containers. Hopefully a certain beagle will not show up here and start eating them. These zucchinis, I have very little faith that they're going to grow. I started them from seed. They've been in the greenhouse way too long. The soil that I have in there is pretty much dead. So I'm going to try. I'm going to put them in here, see if maybe a better soil is going to assist. So for now, that's it. I was going to put the other squash here, but I don't know if I can mix two kinds of squash. So I'll put them in the, I don't think you can, they cross-pollinate, it's a problem. I'll put them in the main vegetable garden. And then over here in that empty space, what I'll probably do is mesclun. I have plenty of seeds. I'll wait, it's too hot right now. I'll probably do them that 1 week where the temperature is going to go down. But that's about it. So I have 2 butternut squash here, 4 tiny team tomatoes, 3 zucchinis. Hopefully they survive. We'll see. They just weren't doing well in the greenhouse. And that is my Olle Raised Bed. So I'm going to go back to the deck because it's very hot right now, and I'm going to give you my impression. I am exhausted. It's 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Look at me, I'm a mess. I need to take another shower. First impression, it's really, you don't need that. You've already seen my flat here. Okay, it's very nice. So it increases growable surfaces in your yard. If you have a dead spot that was paved, or is still paved, and you want to do more flowers or more vegetable, it's perfect for that. The back of the property you see is just wood chips, and for those of you who haven't seen other videos regarding gardening and all of that for my channel, the reason why I have the whole back with wood chips is because there is a creek and a source that fills up or swells when there's a lot of water, and the back of the property gets, you know, this river through it. So what I did was a French drain. There's about 2 feet worth of gravel in a trench, and then the wood chip is over it because I just didn't want to have gravel in the back. So water will still go through that particular bed, but there's really nothing shifting underneath it. So it's a nice flat surface. So that's the reason why I put it over there. And then with the backing of the fence, it's also giving it additional light. The pluses, it's large. You see I can do 3 zucchinis, probably 2 butternut squash, 4 tiny tomatoes, but you could easily do, I would say, 4 large tomatoes, maybe 3 bell peppers, 2 eggplants, maybe a couple of lettuces on it. And then for the square foot gardening, I'm putting the dimension of the one that just made, so you get an idea of how many square foot gardening you can do in there. It's great for flowers, it's great for kids, especially the little ones. You can do carrots in there since you have over a foot worth of soil. Actually, you could do any of the root vegetable. You could start your winter garden in there if you wanted to, or very early spring in February you can start your root vegetables. And because it is kind of protected. You can easily put a tent over it if you need to protect it from really, really harsh cold condition. So I like that about it. It's actually very versatile. I can do a lot of things with it. I can even start seeds in there late summer to transplant later on in the main vegetable garden. The minus is that it is, again, it's not hard to assemble. It really is not hard. It's just a matter of screwing the bolts, that's it. But it is extremely time consuming and a major physical effort. And then filling it up is another major physical effort. So this is not something that I would recommend if you had bad back, if you are prone to getting tired and fatigued very fast. You would have to take your time or have somebody do it for you or have somebody help you. But as a one person, I was able to do it. But let's be honest, it beat me. I am exhausted. I am flat. I was gonna do another video after this. I can't. I need to go eat, take a shower, and then sit down and read. It's really physically taxing to put together. But the end result is great. The end result is great. So here's the price on Amazon. I already showed you the different colors. Thank you, Ollie, for sending this to me. I always wanted one. This is really, really going to help with my garden. I think I have it deep enough to even do small roses in it. But over the years, I'll see what I do. I may keep it as a vegetable garden, or I may just do flowers. It adds height. I don't know if you've seen, but it does add heights. So when you have the back of your garden, it's just a fence. Imagine if the back of that particular garden bed, you were just doing sunflowers. You would end up having an entire wall of sunflowers, like super, super high. And you know, when you garden, you want to have heights, high, medium, low, just to give it dimension and be a little bit more dynamic. So there's a lot of things that you could do with that. And again, I chose to encircle that big pole because I'm going to grow my zucchinis this year vertically. I've never done that before. I'm just gonna put strings and sticks and whatever, and I'm just gonna keep on bringing my zucchinis up. And I'll be honest, there's only one reason why I'm doing this. It's because of the beagle. Last year I had the zucchinis in the yard, the backyard where they can go, because they can't go into the vegetable garden, and the beagle ate pretty much every single zucchini that was available to him because it's food. So if I grow them vertically, I know he can't jump in the vegetable bed, so hopefully he'll leave the zucchinis alone this year and I will be able to at least eat one. So that was my review. I like it, but fair warning, physically challenging to set it up and fill it up. It takes quite a lot of energy and strength. So that would be it. Thank you, Ollie, for sending it. I love it. I hope you guys will consider getting one. The link is down below, and that would be it. I'll talk to you later. Thanks for watching. Bye. Hey, it's me, and guess what? Click that thumbs up if you really like this video. Thumbs down twice if you didn't. You can also share my video if you really, really liked it, or save it to watch later. Also, you can subscribe to my channel, but don't forget to click that bell button so you are always notified when I post a new video. Thank you for watching.